weren't really aware of kind of the like level of maybe unscalable stuff I was doing. But I think it was more when they appointed a CEO where she saw what I was doing and she couldn't really replicate that. You know, as a CEO who's been hired, you don't really have that founder story to lean on. So I was able to build a brand around the founder story, like, you know, coming from South Africa, being self-funded, bootstrap, the whole thing is quite a compelling David versus Goliath story. Whereas since hiring a CEO who's just working for the private equity firm, she didn't have that. You know, I tried to hand over the podcast to her and that kind of fizzled out. She couldn't get that going because she was just too busy. You know, she was doing the classic CEO job. I was doing the founder job with a bit of CEO. That's kind of what I was doing. So I think it didn't really pan out that way. And she couldn't understand how I could do so much. You know, how could you run a company, kind of have a vision for the company, keep the team motivated, hire, and speak to customers every day? She couldn't understand how that's even possible, you know. So it was, I mean, I was actually working at night still, even after 12 years in, still doing these things and reaching out to customers, helping them. Even on the weekend, I'd jump on customer calls just to surprise them on a call. But she couldn't do those things. So I think we've maybe seen some of the impact now where the brand, the face of the brand is gone since I've sold. And, you know, it's less visible. It's kind of less of a story there now because it's not a founder-led company anymore. And I think it's a common thing that happens with founders. You know, I think the founder story is so compelling, so powerful to lean on. It's a real story from rags to riches that a lot of people don't actually use, and they hide it away, they bury it. I mean, even me in the early days, I thought I needed to pretend to be bigger. I thought you know, bigger companies won't trust a small bootstrapped company. So I pretended to be bigger, and I even created fake employees in the early days. So I would set up fake email addresses, and I would send emails from that person as myself, but from like Elisa at sellable.com, for example, rather than me responding. But once I pivoted and switched that mindset of, okay, if the founder can be real and open, that's a real opportunity to grow your company. And I've seen the impact now, you know, since I've stepped away.
Thanks for watching today's video. To grab your free copy of John Warrillow's best-selling book, Built to Sell, head over to 𝑢ilt2sell.com. John's book, Built to Sell, has been endorsed by well-known entrepreneurs like Tim Ferriss, Patrick Bet-David, Dan Lok, amongst many others. But don't just hear it from me, hear it from them.
The most well-known book is Built to Sell. That would be the mega best-selling book. Built to Sell gave me the steps, like exactly what to do, right?
One of them being a book I read in 2012 titled Built to Sell that I've recommended to any entrepreneur out there.
There's a good book actually that people can read, which gives them pretty much the gist in the title, and that is Built to Sell.
This book talks about how to get your life back once your business takes over, how to focus on doing what you're supposed to be doing well, and how to build a scalable business that can be sold. Building a business that can be sold is much different than building a profitable business that relies on you, and you are the bottleneck inside your entire company.